touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it. Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening. Hold on. Good evening, Sigma race fans. We come at ya here live tonight for the Sigma Alpha ARCA Series season opener from Armory Digital Superspeedway. As it's going to go, our divisions are going to be split between weeks. So with the Alpha division this week, you'll see the Delta division next week. It's just been a way to try and kind of spread things out a little bit. 30 drivers plus in the Alpha division, 30 drivers plus in the Delta division. So it's kind of like an east-west split. But the drivers, they are going to be competing for an overall championship by the end of the season as well. So the Alpha and the Delta series, even though they're split up, they are going to be unified in a major way with the points at least. So tonight you get to see the Alpha side of things. 33 drivers here tonight. I think there's about 34 drivers on the Delta division. And we'll get started with the lineup here tonight. A lot of new faces. Cassie Perkins is returning, obviously, from this year, from last year to this year. So there is a returning star at the front of the field here tonight, alongside Milano Grimmy, first ever season for them, followed by Hank Scorpio and Caden Unji. Hopefully I didn't butcher the name. Unji is in their rookie season as well. Lenora Hathaway coming back from last season, as well as Wormy Wormington. Philip Manning in the number 14 Toyota Camry, alongside Marcus Shields Kelly. Both new entries into the series, rookies this season. Then you have Santi Messi and Montana Holyfield. Bunch of new names. Santi Messi, though, is the only driver so far in the list with a win in the series. So him and one other driver have had wins in the series. Don't have to look too far back. Matthew Hubert, the other driver with a win in the Sigma ARCA series. They're starting mid-pack here, right alongside newcomer Jonathan Sheridan for Roar Pontiac GTO for Wilkinson Racing. Going to be an interesting season to see how well he does for the new startup team for Wyatt Wilkinson. This is going to be the last race for Ace Vaden. I didn't get him switched out in time, but he's going to go out on a farewell, and they'll switch over to Mark Walker in the number 21. Astro Atlas right there alongside of him, a staple from last season. Chasey Plays and Sarah Robert. Alex Prime and Timothy Buchanan, Taylor Cording and Matthew Hill, Steve Miller and Paul Valenzuela, Jeremiah Pate and Mitchell Carter, Derek Hipcam and Tyler McCarroll, Barry Urwall and Blake Williams, followed by Jimmy West and Jeff Bolton, Sebastian Galloway Jr. and Kyle Chestnut, followed by the tail end of the field there, Miko Kunis and Kyle Ottawa. So 39 laps is the distance here tonight for 100 miles. Gonna be a quick one here tonight, folks. The ARCA action is always quick, frantic, and exciting.
Henry, you got me?
Oh yeah, I got you loud, clear there.
That's clear, Jeff, you got me?
And as you can see, kind of the tribute this year is Be Like Biff. We're doing it for Biff, racing in memory of Greg Biffle this year in SIGMA Racing Series. So a lot of homage and tributes are going to be paid to the man, the myth, the legend, the hero, Greg Biffle. It's an entire season paying tribute to the man, and we're going to race loud and proud just as if he were still here today. 2026, here we go. SIGMA ARCA Alpha underway. Restart zone really far up the track here. Got a little bit ahead of myself, but here we are now rolling here tonight. 39 laps is the distance. Who's going to be the winner here tonight? We only have 2 possible drivers that would be a repeat winner. Everyone else, they're looking for their first career win here in the SIGMA ARCA series. Plenty of new faces, all looking to be that brand new driver to victory lane. Here at Seattle, it's definitely kind of a home track for the SIGMA faithful. But the ARCA series has definitely been our international staple lately. We've had a lot of drivers from Canada, Australia, and UK, Netherlands, and Sweden, and all these other places. I mean, it's become quite the mixing pot of personalities and diversity for the SIGMA Racing Series. So already off with the early lead. That looks like the 33 of Hank Scorpio, but here comes Manning in the number 14. The 29 of Sheridan as well. Philip Manning to the front. This is his first career start, as it is Sheridan's first career start. Fastest lap in the race so far belongs to Sebastian Galloway Jr. And pardon me as I pause the racing action here to adjust our ticker. There we go. The new ticker up on display here tonight. Kind of refreshed, revamped for the 2026 season. Glad to see everyone tuned in. We're at 10 people watching right now. That is stellar. Awesome. Double digits. I love seeing the double digits, guys. Keep it up. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's going to be an awesome season of SIGMA ARCA racing action. Yeah, it might be a little bit confusing that we're broke up into 2 divisions for the ARCA series. It's kind of the same thing that our trucks have dealt with over the years. And I'm not against letting people create 2 drivers so that they've got a driver on one side and the other. But there are some limitations to that too. I mean, obviously I got to have the free time to actually build all the cars. And already there, it looks like the 50 of Taylor Cording off to the lead now. We're going to have a lot of different lap leaders here tonight to keep our eyes on. Matthew Hill in the 98, that's a brand new entry. Steve Miller right behind him. He had some great runs last year, but could never really pull it to victory lane. The rest of the field probably gets to breathe a sigh of relief for the fact that Snake Plissken is not in the field with them. He just showed up last year and started winning left and right, taking all the W's, and kind of stunk up the show. And so now that he's gone, it's kind of wide open spaces for these drivers to try and prove their worth. Here we have 3-4 wide mid-pack there. That could get a little bit touchy. They run up down on the apron. KGA Motorsports 96 there. That is Tyler McCarroll, I believe. Or no, Timothy Buchanan. Tyler McCarroll was in the 96 last season, so kind of got my numbers crossed up there. But you look at all these beautiful paint schemes contributed to by your SIGMA Racing community of painters and avid race fans. We have at least 6 different painters on display here tonight, and I'm hoping I don't forget, but I'll start listing them off from what I can remember. You got, obviously, the 26 there. Derek Hipcamp painted his own entry. Chaz Chadwick, a very well-renowned painter in the series for the last couple of years. He's painted his LFG Motorsports entries. Tasha Wright, she painted the number 12 here, the Mountain Dew entry for Caden Unji. Very nice looking scheme, tributing her dogs in the background there as well on the bumper. So the dogs are running with the 12 car. And then you also have Astra Atlas, who painted her own entry. She's in the 48 Ally number Chevrolet there. And obviously we have Finley Herwig, who has painted multiple entries for KGA Motorsports, which was kind of where I got started on calling out the painters here tonight. Can't forget Snake Plissken, the ARCA standout from last season that's already moved his way up to Bridge to Cup, featuring one of his paint schemes right here, the 24 Dodge Dart Looney Tunes with the Roadrunner on the hood. And even the number 8 there, that is Carter, Mitchell Carter. Orange Velocity painted his own scheme up, running on the ARCA template here. Man, even the 21, I want to say that was painted by Trevor Walker, if I'm not mistaken, back when the ARCA series we started up was going to be exclusively painted on by everyone that had the cars. Kind of relaxed on that rule a little bit because not everyone was able to paint their entry. But I love seeing the variety. I love seeing the different painters. That one, the 51, I want to say was possibly Cooper Dwight that painted that one. The 29, there's another Snake Plissken entry. Oh, and the 74 painted by himself, Marcus Shields Kelly. Part of the 365 Racing YouTube channel. If you don't know about it, check it out. He featured our Sigma racetrack on their server, their first ever video that they posted to YouTube. And Moses Lake Motorplex was the first one that landed on spinning wheel. So I thought that was pretty neat. I reached out to him and he joined the series. Here he is, first ever start running in the field here. And I did mention Derek Hipcamp. Yeah, I did. I mentioned that he painted the 26. Barry Yearwall's 03. Also painted by, was it? Great, I'm going to forget the one name. Good thing I have handy dandy Discord up on my other computer. I want to give credit where credit is due. And they'll probably chime in the comments section here to let me know that it was them, because my short-term memory loss tends to strike at the worst possible time ever. Yeah, it was also a Derek Hipcamp entry, the number 03 Steam Wheel. Yes, okay. Well, and if I'm forgetting anyone else, please speak up. Obviously, Lenora Hathaway painted her entry, the number 86 Discount Tires ARCA car there. And that kind of fills the empty air for about 1/4 of the race. We're 1/4 of the way down. 28 laps to go. Fastest lap changed up a little bit. Wormington gets the fastest lap wrangled away there. Starting to see a trend with some of the drivers up front lead the laps here. If you want to see who's led the most laps so far, it's kind of a spread across the field. 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Couple laps here. And there you can see, obviously, the old ticker versus the new ticker. Hopefully you like the upgrades, the new look and style we have for 2026 here. Here comes Matthew Hill to the lead now. Lenora Hathaway way down on the bottom. And it's almost safe to say that there's going to be a new winner here tonight. It's almost like 98% certain that we'll see a new winner in the ARCA series. And that in its own is pretty exciting. Holy cow. I got 15 people tuned in. I've never had 15 people tuned in. That's awesome. If you love the Sigma ARCA Racing, hit that like button. I don't usually beg and plead for likes, but I'm trying to see if I can change up the algorithm a little bit. I want to get our stuff kind of popping on the For You page for people into NASCAR. It would be awesome to see bigger turnouts for these race events. It's hard to explain to a typical friend or coworker what, offline racing exactly is. I think the best way to show them, or the best way to explain it is to just kind of show them. And I've already shown to some people, and they kind of get the initial concept, and they think it's really cool. Obviously, it's not as cool if you don't have a car in the field, so tuning in is much more exciting when you've got, a race car that you can look out for, see if they're going to win the race. And that's, the joy of it all, is getting your name out there on the street. Kind of a cost-effective way to get into some, leagues like iRacing, where you have to have a steering wheel, you have to have a subscription, have the whole setup. But this, you don't have to have the whole setup. You just tune in and watch the race and see how it goes. And to me, that is the most exciting part about it, is we kind of write our own script here and get some racing action before the real races happen every Sunday. I'm always excited to kind of fill the empty air. For me, it's like 24/7 racing. I enjoy racing, getting the racing in Monday through Friday, so that this time of the year when NASCAR comes back on, you get Saturday, Xfinity. Well, I guess to be correct, it is the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, or the O'Reilly series. Still, that ain't gonna stick. There's no way. I can't say the O'Reilly series. I'm almost like tempted to always say the O'Reilly Auto Parts Racing Series. And that's a mouthful too, so. And then, obviously Sundays, football comes to a close this week, and then NASCAR fills that empty void going forward. Glad to see that the Seahawks are making it on to the Super Bowl this year. I'm excited to see how that goes. I'm a little bit nervous. Patriots are definitely a really good team. Yeah, I'm still calling it the Xfinity Series. Heck, I was calling it the Busch Series when it was the Xfinity Series. So to me, the Busch leagues, the Busch series, that's kind of where it originated from. But yeah, Xfinity, it was around long enough as the Xfinity series that it's kind of hard to go away from the. Hey, at least it's not the X or Twitter series. That would draw the ire of a lot of folk. Yeah, Cup Junior. Or Lights, or the, Rookie League. That's kind of where the Busch League comes into. They usually refer to baseball like your minor leagues as the Busch League sometimes. It's like, it almost was like a perfect opportunity with Busch Series being it. And the only other, counteractive part to that is the fact that it was promoting the youth of the sport with alcohol. And any of your Busch champions probably were not of the age to actually consume a Busch beverage. So, I mean, crazy enough. I mean, as I'm saying that, the Budweiser car takes the lead here in Jimmy West. So it's crazy to think, yeah, that's probably why they can't go back to calling it the Busch Series today, because, heck, Connor Zilic is not old enough to consume beer. So, yeah, he almost won the championship this year and would have been, quote-unquote, well, Jesse Love's only 18, 20 years old as well, so goes to show you. Wow, a lot of 4 wide, almost 5 wide there. We are not wrecking yet, but they're really pushing the envelope here as we close in on halfway here tonight. Lead has swapped hands numerous times. Back to the lead, it is the 35-year pole setter, Cassie Perkins. 74 gets up way high there into the wall and starts dropping backwards. Here comes Kunis. He's going to try to take the lead away for LFG Motorsports, the number 13 Chevrolet. I'm amazed we have not seen a wreck yet. This is a very calm, clean, and calculated ARCA race. Very, very unusual for the SIGMA ARCA cars, believe it or not. Usually they're the ones that are going out there tearing things up, but tonight they're racing like an all-star cast of veterans. Philip Manning to the lead. Another move to 08. Jimmy West coming back to the top spot. Number 08, Budweiser entry looking stout here. And Sebastian Galloway Jr., the number 39, Cat Pontiac there, making some moves, trying to duke it out with the leaders. Astra Atlas, she's bouncing back into this. Got the 85. That might actually be the name I was looking for earlier, and I messed up. Yeah, that's Tyler McCarroll in the 85 for KGA Motorsports. Still not seeing any of our past winners running up front here tonight. Keeping the flame alive for potential to have a new winner in the season opener here tonight. Santi Messi has 2 wins on his career. Matthew Hubert has 1. Matthew Hubert's win came at Daytona, so definitely has the Superspeedway ability. Is he going to be able to convert here tonight, though? Not looking likely. Racing has been frantic. The lead changing hands a lot here. That is the 96 of Timothy Buchanan leading. Team owner Finley Herwig definitely proud of his team here tonight, doing a great job. And here comes Reemergence Racing's number 12, Tasha Wright, the team owner. She had a solid year last year, getting a couple Cup wins after graduating to Cup, racing in ARCA for a couple years, and now a team owner, proving that she's got the ability to house some pretty talented drivers. We're seeing out of the gate here, the number 12, Yunji, definitely looking good. I saw 5 wide for a moment there, but still no contact with our drivers. It seems like they are, you know, retractive magnets. They are the opposite polarization of a magnet, pushing each other away here, it looks like. But even then, from first to last place, the separation is paper thin. Everyone in the field is within 2 seconds of each other. 1.4 seconds separates first to last. So no one is out until the very last lap, basically. It's going to be anyone's game here today. New fastest lap, Blake Williams, with a 49.137. That's all in the mail around Armory Digital Superspeedway here. Matthew Hill to the top. Kunis down to the low side. Getting the push there from the 80. That's Kyle Ottawa. Kind of a rotating chair situation for him. He's bounced from car to truck to car. And here he is with Al Bunch Incorporated, a very great opportunity for him. Whoa, here comes Santi Messi. He has 2 wins already to his name. He wants to add a 3rd one. Cruising through the field with 13 laps to go. Is he going to take the lead too soon is the question. Well, not to toot too many horns here tonight, but this ARCA race has already blown all of our other premieres out of the water. So thank you folks for tuning in. I'm trying to polish up my program and make things a little bit more quick and tidy. That way it's not so drawn out, dragged out. Be a little bit more entertaining this year, hopefully. The program, the product is there. We just got to keep it rolling and make the best of what we've got. So without you guys tuning in, gals, whoever's there, everyone that tunes in, thank you. Much appreciated. And keep it up. We're going to keep it up. The racing's going to be extravagant this year. Yeah, like I'm saying, I don't think anyone's out of the game yet. There's a chance that if you're last place, you could still jump to the front to win this thing. Pate down on the low side. Shields Kelly on the high side. Is he going to lead the lap? No, not quite. Wormington in the 89 leads the lap there. Now with 12 laps to go. Whoa, it got a little bit wild there. The cars got a little bit uneasy in the middle of the turn. Got to kind of start wondering if those tires are going to become a factor here. No cautions tonight is beyond crazy. We've seen 28 laps of 4 or 5 wide racing action all night long, and no one's wrecked. Not very ARCA of these drivers. Very un-ARCA. 3 wide at the lead there. That's Philip Manning. Oh, and they're going to wreck right behind him. First caution of the night, and I don't think it's going to take out a whole lot. No, they're wrecking right back in front of the leaders. Woohoo! Wow. That was a wild ride for sure. First caution of the night. They're still got to race back to the start-finish line, though. Old school rules back in 2003. You had to race back to the line. We'll find the replay as soon as we can, but looks like the 21 here. Ace Vaden, man, what a wild way if he would end his season in a win. His career closes it up after tonight here. He's going to have the lead by a hair going into the caution break here. So let us find out exactly how this caution came to be. Okay, so there's our first oh man, Lenore was in there. So yeah, it was just a 4 wide situation that went bad. That's Hank Scorpio in the 33. The 18, that's Alex Prime. The leader, as the 86 of Lenore Hathaway comes right back into the race line there. No one hits her, but that could have been tremendously terrible. A 3-car spin out here. She keeps it nailed in the throttle, drives right back into the track, and what could have been never happened. That right there is a very ARCA-esque moment. Usually you get in the brake. Why in the world would you keep your foot in the throttle all the way right through the grass? Bam! It's lucky no one else got involved in that. 3-car wreck, that's a small one for super speedways. So Lenora Hathaway definitely for the dramatics here tonight, kind of setting that caution off on the top. Everyone's taking the opportunity to pit, get some fresh gas, tires, whatever it might be. And it's going to put us into a shootout for the win here tonight. Good old-fashioned 6 laps under the lights. Tuesday night shootout. We've been excited to host the season opener at Armory Digital's Superspeedway for the last couple years now. I want to say it's been since about 2022 roughly that we've hosted the season opener here. And now it is the home for all Sigma series the week of season opening. So very great way to kick off the racing action. Yeah, so now it's really still anyone's game. We were seeing the separation by 1.5 seconds from first to last. Wager that we're going to see a lot of the same here once the green flag drops for the restart. So let's do a quick through the field while we're under caution here. Leading the way, you've got the 96 of Timothy Buchanan. Next in line, it is 89 of Wormy Wormington, the 49 of Paul Valenzuela. Steve Miller, racing for Wilkinson Motorsports. Santi Messi for Cording Brothers Motorsports. Matthew Hill with Jacob Schengle Racing. Let's turn the pace lap off here. Pace lap minus. So we get back to green. Kyle Chestnut Tyler McCarroll. Montana Holyfield. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but here we got Sebastian Galloway Jr. in the top 10 there. Taylor Cording, Jonathan Sheridan, Ace Vaden, Jeremiah Pate, Philip Manning, Jimmy West, Sarah Robert, Matthew Hubert, Cassie Perkins, Miko Kunis, Kyle Ottawa, Marcus Shields Kelly, Derek Hipcamp. So both of our hyphenated drivers right there next to each other. What a weird combination. Shields Kelly and Hipcamp, followed by Jeff Bolton, Chasey Plays, Mitchell Carter, Barry Urwall, Cade Noonji, Blake Williams, Alex Prime, and Lenora Hathaway. Milano Grimmy got a little bit more damage on that 15, it looks like, than first anticipated. So bringing it back to green here with 6 laps to go. It's going to be a very slow get up to speed lap for these drivers. That first lap is a tough one, getting up to speed so that you can get back to racing. Make your bets now, folks. Are we going to see a new winner, or is Santi Messi going to spoil the party and jump to the top to win this thing? Something I wanted to highlight tonight that's going to be part of our Cup Series this year. We're going to do burnouts for Biff. So every victory in the SIGMA Cup Series, I'm going to host a short video, kind of in the short section on YouTube here. And it's going to be, I'll just go out there and show us the victory celebration from the driver that won the race. And every victory is going to be celebrated with a burnout for Biff. So it's my way of, he was my racing hero growing up. He was my favorite, one of my favorites. Him and Casey Kane both, because they were both the Washington guys racing in NASCAR. We don't have any more Washington State-based drivers in the NASCAR series right now. So I'm hoping someday that we get a couple more Washingtonians racing in the Cup Series. But until then, it was the Biff. And it was Casey Kane, and those are the two guys, forever cemented in my own little Hall of Fame race car drivers that have had a great experience on my childhood, my life, my everything. So yeah, we're paying tribute to the Biff this year. Burnouts for Biff at the end of each Cup race. Blake Williams has the fastest lap here tonight, but we haven't seen that 51 Outlaw up front quite as much. So the speed hasn't really converted over to position quite yet, but it's a matter of time. 5 laps to go. There's still plenty of racing that could be made up here to get to the front. Here comes the 24 of Montana Holyfield. And that is the 21 there of Ace Vaden. How wild would that be for Ace Vaden? Win his first race, go out on top, call his shot and walk home. That's all he did. Win the one race and retire. Four laps remaining. If we do get another caution before the white flag, there will be overtime. Standard green-white checkered rules apply here in the SIGMA series. And just so that I can make sure everything's in place, let's add the light. Here we go. Oh, wow, what's going on here? The 88. Maybe a couple mechanical failures. They should not have to pit, because we already know that they pitted earlier. So this spreads things out. The 4 cars up front get a huge lead on the rest of the field from the big stoppage on the racetrack for them pulling down pit road. Yeah, the 88, that's Kyle Chestnut that had to pit, and Wormy Wormington, who had a solid race here tonight, drops all the way out of the running now. wild. I don't know how these four are going to be able to draft all alone. You know, numbers are huge in the draft game. 49's having to pit. What is going on here? Paul Valenzuela. Everyone, they should have taken fuel. I don't get it. You know, this is an ARCA race now, of all things. The pit crews made some bonehead mistakes by not getting fuel in the car at all, apparently. Montana Holyfield to the lead. And we've got literally 2 laps to go. Well, I have nothing to say, folks. It's NR2003. This is what it does sometimes. You just get these weird moments that are unexplainable. There goes the 96 from the lead. So this turns into a fuel mileage race of all things tonight, for whatever reason. The draft is completely dissipated. You have Montana Holyfield at the front here, which I don't know if she's going to be able to make it, if she has to pit or what, or heck, we might even get a caution here and go overtime. Caden Unji up into 3rd. Barry Earwall up to 4th. He's going to try to get by Unji here. Lap traffic as they close in on the 15 of Milano Grimmy. Ace Vaden and Montana Holyfield. White flag will be up this time. Are they going to stay out, or are they going to have to pit? Montana Holyfield has to pit. So Ace Vaden, a lone duck at the front of the field. Is he going to have enough gas in the tank? What in the world? What are we watching here, folks? So all Ferrari, yeah, they've got Ferrari strategists for real. Barry Earwall up to 2nd here. The 21 of Ace Vaden has a huge advantage. The only way he's going to lose this is if he has to pit here on the final lap. And how weird would that be to have this guy retire here tonight on the spot? I was supposed to swap him out. That was my mistake. But here we go. Ace Vaden gets to win the race and retire a race winner here in the ARCA series. Whoa. How about that, folks? So next week, you're going to see Mark Walker in this number 21. Trevor Vaden just won the championship last night. And he messaged me. He's like, I want to retire Ace Vaden. I was like, I can do that. Because he'd already won the championship and he didn't want to have 2 cars out there anymore. So he told me to retire Ace Vaden. Well, obviously I was frantic and kind of lacking at my job again. Totally run out of time and forgot to make the one edit that should have been done. Well, your season opener is not going to race any more races this year. Ace Vaden, one and done, wins the race. I love it. And I'm pretty sure Trevor Vaden is going to be pleasantly surprised for the FUPA as well. So hopefully everyone enjoyed the race. That was some great racing action with a little bit of NR2003 shenanigans for sure. We were treated to a lot of close contact racing. Some huge standouts here tonight. Barry Earwall in his first career start finishes 3rd. Caden Unji finishes 4th. Miko Kunis in his first start finishing 6th. Marcus Shields Kelly coming home 8th. And even Blake Williams bounces back for a top 10. Derek Hipcam 11th. Matthew Hubert 12th. Jimmy West, Philip Manning, and Jeff Bolton. Kind of gander there at the rest of the finishing order. Kind of interesting how a couple car numbers match their finishing position. The 33 finishes 33rd. The 29 finishes 29th. The 14 finishes 14th. And that is a wrap here for the first Alpha Sigma ARCA Series race ever. Since we used to be one unified Sigma ARCA series, that is. So now the ARCA series broke up into divisions, just like the trucks. Sigma Alpha race 1 of 13. But we're just going to keep them kind of standard numerical lineup here. 2026 ARCA race 1 of 27. 27 races this year. Make sure. Yes. Well, that gets us all sorted and started, folks. It's going to be a fun year. Yeah, I'll just leave it. ARCA race 1 of 27. More racing action to come this week. I have an iRacing coverage tomorrow, so I'm going to be a little bit late getting to the Sigma Cup coverage of the sprint qualifier that's going to be going tomorrow night, late tomorrow night. So if you're a trooper and want to tune in and catch that, by all means, I'll be up late. Go. I'm trying to make sure I actually saved it. Oh, it's in the next, all the 2025s, and then 2026. There we go. ARCA, race 1 of 27.
Did you have any ignition problems?
Well, thanks again, folks, for tuning in. It was a great start to the season, and I'm excited for many more races to come this year. We do have a couple more races this week to open up the season openers. Obviously, this was the first, so we do have Sigma Cup on Thursday, the USA Trucks West Division on Friday, and Bridge to Cup on Saturday. And then we'll kind of go back to our standard Tuesday through Friday, Monday through Friday window for the series going forward. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great night. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one. This is Jakester signing out.